Hey guys, so here's an update. Just got back from court with the road pirate cop. I actually won. So I go to court. So I had to sit through all these magistrate courts. I saw my cop was there, which really surprised me, and I saw the state's attorney. So I had to sit through all these court cases, DUIs, domestics, things like that. I was scheduled to be up at 2:30, so I had to sit through all these different cases. And I looked back there, and my cop was there, and there was actually 3 other cops from this same town, and they're all talking to each other. They kept going out in the hallway, and I was getting pretty freaking nervous. I actually am like, holy shit, because just a week ago, I got a letter from the state. They changed the statute on me a week before I go to court. And the original statute that I was charged with, the guy, he wrote me a ticket, in the date that he set court for was February 27th, which was a Sunday. So I've been raising hell trying to get his recording off his chest. He tells me when he picks me up that he's got video proof that I came to a complete stop on his camera in his car. Okay, so I tried to get camera footage from his car, from his body recording. I got denied all of that shit. They wouldn't give me any of it, okay? First of all, the cops and the city didn't even know what a public records request was. And they said I needed to go talk to the state's attorney. So I had to go talk to the state's attorney. The state's attorney told me I can't get any recording footage until after I go to court and give a plea. I said that to the judge. I told the judge that today, and the judge kind of like thought that was strange. Anyway, been going through a bunch of bullshit the last month and a half, and I've been raising hell. And I think that I've told so many people that he wrote me the wrong statute on the ticket, and then I'm going to fight it. I think that the state's attorney got wind of that, and I think they changed the statute a week ago to make it more advantageous for the state to beat me. So I'm sitting in court today waiting for my time to come up, and I'm nervous as shit. I'm like, these people are going to try to put me in freaking jail for voicing my First Amendment. Oh my God. So I was nervous as shit. So I get up there, and the judge says, okay. He said, this is a trial. He said, do you need more time, or would you like to change your plea today? And I said, Your Honor, I said, I feel like I'm innocent, and I would not want to waste any more of the state's time today. So I would like to go forward. And I looked over at the lady, the state's attorney. So there was three lawyers there, and me, college dropout, guy that watches YouTube videos and reads about the Constitution, and I fight like hell, and I'm an old punk rocker, and I hate cops. Okay. So I'm like, let's go for it. And I had this video that's on YouTube. It's been seen like 80,000 times or whatever. And so court starts. The state's attorney gives a statement, and then she called the cop up onto the stand, and she's asking the cop, okay, the cop says, I was parked in a safe manner. He made it sound like he was in this great parking spot. Okay. And he said that I came up next to him and came to a complete stop and told me I can't park there. So I'm like, okay, 1 lie, 2 lie. And then what else did he lie about? Oh, he said that he lit me up, and I pulled over into a parking lot, and he walked up, and he said that I said, can't we agree to disagree that you shouldn't have been parked there and I shouldn't have stopped. He said stopped. Okay? He said that I said stopped. The dude was like coached to make sure he says that I admitted stopped, because he had no recording from his chest. He had no freaking recording from his cop car that they said that he had. Okay? At least they didn't produce it. Okay? They didn't produce it. So then it was my turn to cross-examine the pig. And I said, and I kept calling him Mr. Crosby, not Officer Crosby, because I don't respect him as an officer. So I said, Mr. Crosby, is there a possibility that I may have looked behind me and made sure that there was no traffic behind me, that I may have pulled over in a safe manner and given enough room for traffic to go around me? Because he testified that it was heavy traffic at the time. If you watch the video, hardly any traffic. And there's nobody behind me. I've got proof of it on dash cam. Okay. So also in my cross-examination to the officer, I said, is there a possibility that you may have been upset and retaliated against me because you were possibly parked in a spot and you were embarrassed? And of course, I'm no attorney, and she objected, and it was sustained. But I can't remember exactly what else I said, but the judge was kind of getting the picture that that I was voicing and exercising my First Amendment right of free speech. Okay, so I'm jacked up, so it's kind of hard to explain all of it. But so I said to Officer, or Mr. Crosby, I said, so Mr. Crosby, you actually don't have any video documentation of me coming to a complete stop, correct? He says, correct. And so you have no proof, correct? Okay, I'm done. So then the judge says to me, he said, well, if you would like to take the stand, under oath and tell me what happened, you can do that before I make my ruling. And I said, absolutely, I want to tell you what happened. And I got up there and I said, I told him that I felt that the cop was parked somewhere, that he was in the way, and that he was doing nothing but looking to extort fines out of people. And I said I knew exactly where I was going. I looked. I gave an audible signal with my horn. I had taillight signal. I had no cars behind me. And I said, I have dash cam footage of the whole situation. And I said, he lit me up and I pulled over, and it was purely retaliation. And I said that the police in this town park on sidewalks and they park in front of the fire station. And I said I felt that it was my duty to voice my opinion and let him know that I didn't feel that that was a good place for him to park. And so I gave my statement, and I really reiterated my constitutional right to travel in a safe and manner, and I was done. And on my way back to the stand, the judge asked the state's attorney what the actual statute was that and when I was on the stand also, I said that the original ticket, the officer gave me a court date of February 27th, which was a Sunday. I said that I think that he was so angry and embarrassed that I busted him that he didn't even know what date he was setting up the court date. But anyway, on my way back to the stand, the judge asked the state's attorney again what the statute number was, and she gave him the number, and it was 38, I think 3822 is what she said, but the actual ticket said 2.2, and they're two very different statutes. And I said, excuse me, Your Honor, it's 2.2 that I was initially charged with. And I said, and then a week ago they changed it to 2.1, okay? And I read 2.1, 2.0, and 2.2. I had copies of them, and I read them out, each one of them, and I picked them apart with a highlighter. And one of them, the final one, that it had there was a caveat in the statute about being in a business district, and that's what won it for me, because the judge felt like I could come to a stop if I was in a business district, okay, and not on a rural or highway or something like that. So you can come to a stop if there's businesses there, right? So at the end, he gave me his little speech, told me I need to kind of get over myself and my disdain for police, said that the cops do have leeway on where they park, which we all know the Supreme Court has given them goddamn leeway to park in ditches behind fucking signs and all kinds of shit. But whatever. So he gave me the little speech that I got to quit being a cop hater, which won't happen, and said, you won today because I can't tell if it's a business district or not. And I said, would you like me to pull it up on Google Earth? And that kind of annoyed him, actually. But but I reiterated to the judge that I had video proof of all of it. Me, because I don't feel like I actually came to a complete stop. But in this state, you can stop if you leave enough room for traffic to go around you. And you can stop just by being an American, for God's sakes. Whether you're on a horse, walking, in a carriage, on a bicycle, on a fucking unicycle, doesn't matter. You can travel on these roads. So yeah, I kicked their ass. And after the judge dismissed it, I turned around to the state's attorney and I said, I want that cop arrested. And the state's attorney's like, wants me to get out of the courtroom. And he's like, we'll talk about it. I said, and you'll listen, right? Right? And I'm smiling at him, right? You know, and and I said, is there a Murphy list in this state? Because I want that cop on that Murphy list. He's a liar. And he's like shooing me out of the courtroom. And so I walk out of the courtroom and I'm walking down to the elevator and I push the button on the elevator, and those three lawyers and that stinking lying cop come around the corner and they see me standing there waiting for the elevator, and they turned around and they went back. I'm like, Power to the fucking people. Yeah, bitches. All right, man. Stay fighting and know your rights. Later.